Hello again, everyone. I am Jim Bob, and welcome back to F1 Manager 24 and our 2026 playthrough. Tonight, we are heading to the Principality, to Monaco. And here we are, 11 days out from the Grand Prix. We have a few things that we need to go through before we actually get started tonight. First off, there's actually been an update to the 2026 playthrough that dropped today. 1.3 is the new version. We're not starting again. It does require a new save if you want to switch to 1.3. Not bothering with that. We can stick with 1.2. 1.3 introduces a light version of the development, which makes it a bit easier. We're going to stick to the advanced mode, which is what it now becomes, which is the slightly more difficult version that we are currently running with 1.2. There are some changes to the way helmets work as well, but they do not tie in with what I want to do going forward with this series, so we'll not be bothering with that either. And there's I think a language update for the team radio to add in a different foreign language as well. Nothing that really requires me to actually overwrite 1.2 with 1.3, so we're sticking with 1.2, which is good because I don't want to have to start the first 5 races again. We will carry on as we were. So let's make it a little bit smaller. There we go. So this is the Grand Prix that broke my my spirit with Stroll last season. He crashed, or last time out when we did our 1.1 playthrough, he crashed 5 times at this Grand Prix. And we immediately fired him after the race. We relegated him to commercial work, and we promoted Daniel Ricciardo to our driver pool. Not doing that this year. We are just going to have to top it out with Stroll. We have reduced his salary down quite nicely to just over 9 million as opposed to 12. I think we only got him down to about 10 million last time around, so we've actually saved a bit more money this time. Plus, we don't have Ricciardo in the driver pool anymore, so we're not spending quite as much there. And we have already confirmed the arrival of Ollie Behrman for next season. He will be taking over Stroll's seat. So with that deal in place, I don't really want to start messing around in the editor to keep moving drivers around. It's a little frustrating, but, you know, it is what it is. We're just going to have to, you know, suck it up, basically, and just survive Stroll for the remainder of the year if we can. It does mean we are going to be very sparing with what parts we actually give to him. We are going to be heavily favouring Alonso with updates over Stroll, especially if we have low stock, because Stroll has a habit of breaking updates the minute we put them on the car. So, yeah, we are not going to fall into that trap this time around, hopefully. He says, hopefully. I am wearing a Ferrari top tonight, as well as the Aston cap, trying to actually sort of inspire Fernando a little bit. This is the Ferrari top from when he was racing at Ferrari. So, we're hoping that maybe that will just give him a little bit more of a push here at this circuit. Remind him of slightly better days. I mean, it was still not a great Ferrari, but I mean, it's better than our Aston. So, right. With all that done, let's say hello to the chat, shall we? We've got Wayne, we've got Sam Lee, we've got Dinos. Who else do we have? We have Lord Whiskers. Dino's here as well. Good to see you all. Hello to everyone else who is lurking in the chat as well. Please do feel free to say hello. And if you've got any questions, ask away, and I will do what I can to answer those for you. So, let's go back to today, shall we? Stroll looking a little bit miserable, but then, I mean, that's just his resting, grumpy, uninspired, not really interested face. So, no real change there, I suppose. Let's take a quick look at the car situation. We do have a new new rear wing on Fernando's car, but with our factory on fire, I believe it's on fire, it's certainly shut down at the moment. We are waiting 7 days before we get a second wing. We'll get that in time for Monaco, but it will just be a spare. I don't think we'll be putting it onto Stroll, because we've only got the one right now, and it's on Alonso's car. It does make a small improvement in performance, but, you know, nothing monstrously big. We do have lots of upgrades on the way, though. We've got a new underfloor, a front wing, a rear wing again, side pods, and suspension, as well as getting the chassis project, research project completed. We're trying to take advantage of the fact that we have this boosted design center and just knock out as many parts as we can. None of them are going to give us massive boosts, but I'm hoping as a package it will be a nice little step forward, even if it isn't too significant. So we'll just have to wait a month or so to get the whole package and put them on the car and see where we end up. You know, hopefully it'll be a nice little step forward. Let's check in with things going with the board. They are, as you can see, very happy with results because we are beating Cadillac. I mean, it just shows just how low the board's opinion of our chances are this season, that they are very happy with us, you know, being in P10 with no points at the moment. But we want to try and obviously step that forward a bit if we can. It'd be nice to get to P9 this season, maybe even P8. That'd be something special. I think P8 is way beyond us. P9, maybe. Evening, Mike. Good to see you. Let's take a look at the forecast. Oh, no, we're too far out. We're 11 days out, so we won't get a forecast for the weather just yet. So, let's advance time. Something purple. It's the factory concerns. There we go. No signs of structural damage. Okay, so we did shut it down for that reason. Okay, it's fine. At least we don't have to pay anything, and at least it wasn't completely ruined. That would cost money and a lot of time to fix. So that rear wing will now kick in. We've reached the end of the month. Let's take a look at our update emails. Evening, yes. Let's see. Jack and Stoffel. Stoffel's gone down a little bit. Jack has gone up slightly on control. Mari Boyer has gone up slightly on braking. Taito has gained a point in cornering, control, and overtaking. Matilda's gained a little bit of adaptability. Okay. What about the main drivers? Any changes to the mains? Oh, look at that. Stroll's improved his braking. So, slightly reducing the chances of him locking up and smashing into another car or a barrier. Maybe, if we're lucky. Right, moving on another day to the start of the new month. It's now the beginning of June. There is that rear wing. We are going to keep that where it is for now. In fact, actually, I've got time. I can make another one and still have that in time. So Stroll will get the new wing today. But if he breaks it, he won't be getting another one. There we go. Right, I've got 1.5 mil in the bank. We are very close to that chassis project completing just a day. So we'll have time to get another upgrade going through, which will be a chassis, before we lose our design centre. And we'll have just enough money to do it. It'll be a basic one, but it is what it is, I suppose. I always ignore these because these are always inaccurate. Let's see what Flavio and his ridiculous orange and blue glasses are up to. A new chassis, and now they're working on the new rear wing. Okay. Ferrari. Below where they expected to be. They're third in the constructors behind, I think, is it McLaren or is it Red Bull for the second? We'll check that in a second. I'll check it out. It is McLaren. Red Bull struggling a little bit at the moment. So 4th and 7th in the Drivers' Championship. Yeah, it's not been an amazing start to the season for Ferrari, but I mean, both drivers are performing reasonably well with what they've got. Just for some reason, that car just hasn't kicked on the way I thought it might do. So, we've got some pit crew training to do. Hey Thomas, it has been a while. How are you doing? Let's clear out the training. There we go. We should be starting with pretty much 0 fatigue. We've got 8%, but I don't know if we're actually going to generate any. Nope, we're not generating any at the moment. One of the benefits of starting in this low fatigue band at the start of a month. If we do that, and then I can get half a day of training in again. There we go. And then back to 0 for Monaco. Just a traditional Grand Prix weekend. And then we're back to back with Barcelona after that. You saw that Vasseur said that Hamilton's on the same level as Charles, so Charles Leclerc is not as good as Paul di Resta. Yeah, apparently so. Well, no, that's what Toto thinks. That's not what Freddie Vasseur thinks. So maybe not. All right, let's see if we can squeeze a day in here. It's probably too much. It is a bit too much. All right, let's go with just a morning. Where does that put us? Again, about 7% to 0, so same as the previous one. And then when we come out, then we need to get some skill training going, because the stats will have started to take a little bit of an impact by that point. There we go. Bring you back up a bit. Austria is a normal Grand Prix as well. So no sprints this month. And let's do half a day of car building. 17 to 8 to 0. That's pretty good. I mean, we could try and squeeze a little bit more out, but I do want to make sure we don't leave this too far behind. And then to finish the month, let's maybe go with a full day of car building. And then down to 20%, and that is an excellent way for us to finish this month out. There we go. So confirm those changes. Lovely stuff. Better braking means the barrier impact is now only 145 miles an hour and not 150. If we're doing 150 around this circuit, yeah, we're potentially in trouble. Evening, Farah. Right. I think we just advance time again now. Get that chassis project complete. There we go. And now we can actually get a new one built. Oh, something purple. Freddie Slater has accepted the offer. That will cost me just... that'll leave me with just about 3,000 left when we're done. But yeah, there we go. He will join us. Is it an instant? Or is it the end of the season? I can't remember if it's instant or the end of the season. We will acknowledge and come back to him in just a sec. There's the chassis project complete. You can see we are gaining nicely thanks to that ATR dump that we dropped into it, combined with the boost from the boosted center. So we go to cars, and if we go to research, just want to check if we have hours, not for another 20 days. Okay, we're going to go into design, and now we are going to try and improve the chassis. Get a oh, that's a nice little boost. That's a very nice little boost. Let's take the engine cooling maybe down. Nope, that's too big a drop. Don't really want to tweak the airflow too much. Certainly don't want to add to the straight mode delta. I don't want to take anything away as well. That's going to be too much. We'll leave it like that. That way we're getting a nice positive impact across all areas of the car. We're getting a bit of extra speed, a nice little reduction in acceleration, a nice increase in acceleration, a little reduction in drag, slight improvement to straight effective mode, but more importantly, we're getting a nice little boost here in the downforce areas, and engine cooling improvements are negligible, which is what we want. Taking the weight off, that is not a bad little part. Don't have the money to go intense. But we do want to make sure we get it going, so there we go. We now have a brand new entire car currently in development. Evening, Scarfat. You got a Williams race day experience from Monza. Ooh, lucky man. Very jealous. I was going to do something, and what was it? Oh, yes. We were going to come back to Freddy and have a look. So, but this is next season. Okay. So... we will go higher. There we go. We pay out a small break fee and his signing bonus, and that leaves me with $3,394. Woo! Very, very skint. Knew he's been buying the expensive stuff at Waitrose again. Right. Moving forward. There is that extra rear wing. So we have a spare rear wing now, which is a good thing, given that Stroll's using one. Let's have a quick overview of the standings then. So George is the championship leader on 125 points, with Antonelli second on 92. Norris currently third with 80 points. Then it's Leclerc with 69, Piastri with 66, Max and Lewis both on 71 points. And then a bit of a gap back to Hadjar and Gasly and Lawson, as you can see. In the constructors' standings, it's 217 points for Mercedes. They've got a very, very healthy little lead already. 71 points after just 5 rounds of the championship over McLaren. Ferrari pretty close on 130. They're only 16 points behind. A bit of a gap forming to Red Bull. They're on 87 points. And then Alpine a long way back with 18 points. 7 points for Williams, 6 for RB. And then the only other team that's scored so far is Audi. They have 2 points in 8th place. We are currently nestled between Haas and Cadillac and on target for our 10th place finish. There is that spare wing. We can check the weather now. Let's have a look. Going to be cold. Not expecting rain. Again, we've seen, especially on the 2013 playthrough, that sometimes what it says weather-wise in terms of temperatures is completely wrong. But this might be a coolish race. Let's see. It says cold, air temperature 21.5 degrees. Let's take an actual look at the forecast. Bit of cloud cover on Friday and intermittent clouds on Sunday. Should be pretty good weather for qualifying. Tyres might struggle to heat up if the track temperature is actually low. And the wear around this circuit is actually quite low as well. So a one-stop's very doable, but if the temperatures are going to struggle, 2 laps in qualifying is going to be needed to make sure tyres are switched on properly, potentially. And a 2-stop with pushing might be a better way to go rather than the 1-stop. So, we will keep that in mind. I am feeling pretty confident in Alonso getting in the top 18 today. Just given the nature of this circuit, how difficult it can be to overtake, the high likelihood of a safety car popping out, and Alonso's overall skill level. Stroll, I am actually thinking of going 18th as well. again, simply because of retirements, although there's a very good chance that Stroll might be one of those retirements. But we are going to gamble with Lance Stroll, and we're going to stick him in 18th as well. It might backfire. But yeah, feeling adventurous tonight, I think. So, off we go.
Welcome along to one of the biggest weekends in motorsport, here in Monaco. Cars have been racing through Monaco's streets since 1929, and this weekend is no exception, as we get to watch the new generation of world-class drivers take over Monte Carlo.
In the Constructors' title battle, it's Mercedes who are currently leading. But that could still change with so many rounds left ahead of us.
It's time then for another thrilling weekend of F1 drama.
So, let's get ourselves prepped, shall we? Do I want to give 22 a run? Not really, not here. Car parts. Yeah, we absolutely want to put the worst possible parts in the car here. Practice. So 51% engine. And a 53% engine there. You see, we have a bad gearbox already. Thanks to Stroll doing silly things. Run plan around here, you can get 21 laps and do 2 sort of same-sized runs around the circuit in one session. We are going to go with 18 laps of fuel because we're not looking to run long races or long distances here. We're looking simply to get that feedback and get the car back in ASAP. 18 laps should be enough to cover even a slow gathering of setup knowledge. Speaking of setups, highest downforce setup on the circuit, on the calendar this year, we are going to start with a 10, a 16, a 9-1, a 3.5, and a 1. And we're going to work some of these sliders back to where they need to be based on feedback. We're right on the edge here, right on the edge here. And then we'll see what happens with everything else. And let's do the same for Stroll. If we can, might not let us go all the way with those extremes, but we'll see. Again, right on the edge. 9-1, 3-5, and then a 1, and we can't pull that back enough. So let's try instead something a little bit different. Correction. Let's go with an 8.2. Let's bring this down to something like that. And let's see how we get on with that. So, different setups. I am more and more getting into the habit of just putting a single setup on both cars and seeing what happens. But we are going to have to run different ones here. So, big difference in car park knowledge. Why is that such a big... Is it because I stripped some of these car parts back? Put them on Mark 1s? Yeah, it's because I put them on Mark 1s. Don't have a spare for him. I've only got 1 spare. We need 2 spares if we're going to put a part on. I don't want to do a spare part here because there's a very good chance. Actually, no, we probably should. And I probably should have built an extra spare front wing. Never mind. If he breaks it, we're rolling him back to the Mark 1. In fact, we're going to run him on the Mark 1 in practice, and then we'll put that on before qualifying. We've already done the rear wing and chassis again. We will run the older parts and then maybe put the chassis on in time for qualifying. I'll see how many times he crashes here in practice, and let's hit the track. evening, Eric. This says, I have a feeling Aston might truly challenge the points on pace at Zandvoort if the engine upgrades work. Let's not get carried away. That's, yeah, I mean, it's highly unlikely. I mean, if they can, if the engine upgrade works and maybe there's some trouble in front, they might be able to steal a point. But I don't think, they can legitimately challenge the points, even with a better engine. Car definitely looked better though. The upgrades have definitely appeared to work. We don't know completely yet how good that upgrade is. One sample does not, or one race does not make a good sample size. So, plus it's a very specific characteristic of circuit. Let's see how it performs at a circuit like Monza, for example, where it's a very different characteristic. Zandvoort might also actually be another circuit where there's issues with battery and being a little energy starved. There's a lot of fast flowing corners, not that many heavy braking zones. So we could see some cars struggling a little bit that way. I forgot to send that Stroll, didn't I? There we go. Let's get him out there. Who else do we have on track? Leclerc, Colapinto, and Valtteri Bottas. We do have some rookies.
Radio check.
Let's have a look. We've got Nicky Solov and McLaughlin, I think, at Red Bull. We've got Dirksen at Mercedes, Nakamura at Williams.
Okay, watch out for Bottas.
I think that's everybody. Let's just double check. So there's Solov, there's McLaughlin, Dirksen, Nakamura, Berta. Yeah, that's it. Not a huge class. Let's make sure we are avoiding curves. Temperature 39.5 degrees.
Recommend
warmer
giving a
than
bit
I
of
was
margin
expecting, but
to the entry curve.
fine.
Got to help that rear left tyre.
Yep.
And we'll speed them up. So, what did everyone think of the Hungarian Grand Prix this weekend? Interesting race. I thought there were some moments that, just kind of spoilt the race. The Ferraris getting bogged down behind Max at the beginning certainly spoilt the potential for a big fight at the front. I think the Ferraris would have had the pace, maybe, to get up and get in there. Although I think ultimately Lando's pace, once he got in clean air, was so strong that he probably would have won regardless. But it would have been interesting to see the Ferraris mixing it up with the front runners, as opposed to being stuck behind Max. Not quite sure how Max managed to finish in second place, given how much he was struggling with the car at times. But like I said, you never count on Max, can you? Even when you think he's going to struggle, he still somehow pulls something out of that. Yet more troubles for George. Can't say I'm too disappointed by it. I'm really starting to dislike George. So I wasn't particularly upset about that, but a lot of penalties getting banded around as well. Antonelli getting a penalty in qualifying, Hamilton getting a penalty in the Grand Prix as well. He's speed running all the penalties at the moment, isn't he, Hamilton?
How are the tires?
It just seems strange.
Tyres on the cool side.
He just seems to be picking them up left, right, and centre at the moment. You're absolutely fine with Max getting in Hamilton's. You only liked Russell at Williams. I liked him for the first couple of years at Williams. That third year, he started getting a little bit you know, full of himself a little bit. And then when he got to McLaren, to Mercedes, then that self-importance really started to come through. And now that he's a team leader, yeah, he just has that superiority complex that, you know, really doesn't appeal to me as a person. You can tell he's so consumed by his image as well. You can see how his appearance has changed. That he is very much somebody who, you know, feels like he's suddenly a much, you know, better person because he has money than he was before. It just, I don't know, there's just something about it. It brought out, I think, the worst in his personality. But I mean, I can only see what we see on, you know, those times when he's on camera. We don't see him behind the scenes. It's like Max. Max is a very, very different person outside of the interviews. Max can be very spiky and prickly, especially with the British press, because the British press loves to take pot shots at Max for the smallest little things. So we don't really get to see a lot of the true Max. We just see that, you know, racer. But he has a very different kind of personality on camera, does Max to George. George just comes across as smug and, you know, self-entitled, whereas Max comes off as supremely focused, and he's there purely just to race.
It's okay.
George looks like he's trying to, you know, do everything. He's trying to be that, you know, suave, sophisticated playboy type of character, the way he presents himself. But also, the second something goes right for him, you can see how smug he is. And, yeah, I just don't like it. I just don't like it. It's one of those weird things. Finally, some points for Hulkenberg. Yeah. Audi have got this opportunity to kind of kick on. Let's see if they can. If Aston continue to improve the way they have started to improve, then Audi could get swallowed up a little bit here. We're at 78% for Alonso. It's not great. We're going to call him in. We need to make some pretty substantial changes. Still waiting on Stroll's feedback.
Okay. Pit lane entry.
And into the pits we go. Let's see. Roll bar's going to need to change. That's definite. Might need to change it. Clicks. Yeah. So that is going to be a 7-3. And that on its own may actually be all we need to do. Because it's going to have an impact here and here and here while not doing anything to the rear wing. So we will just go with that and see what we think. Now we just need Stroll to tell me what he's thinking.
How's the balance?
Yeah, good job with the car.
88, so better, but also needs some work. Let's call him in too. Take a look at the second Aston. Yeah. So this could go either way. This could go up or down. I am going to go up. And then let's bring this back down like that, and then let's try that. I don't know if that's going to work. We might be going the wrong way with some of these bits, but we'll try it. We'll see what happens with that. There we go. Let's get Alonso back on track. There he goes. And Stroll back on track as well.
And here we've got a yellow flag.
It's like, don't be Stroll. It's not. Kimmy's crashed as well. No, that's not Kimmy. That's Dirksen.
Yeah.
It's a red flag. Oh no! Has Alonso been caught up in that? I think he has.
Yeah, a lot of damage, I guess.
So let's take a look at the replay. Now this was on the
What the
straight.
hell? Oh, he clipped the wall. Oh my god! What
And
the hell?
unable to do anything about that crash. And they'll have to pick themselves up after that.
So we had two separate crashes because the other one was at La Rascas.
And for the crew watching on in the garage, that really must have been a hard one to take.
We're not going to see what happened to Fernando. Ah, that's annoying. I don't even know if he's still able to continue. He is. Front wing got broken. God damn it. All right, well. Let's swap that over. And that means that Stroll will not get the front wing because we don't have any spares now. I've got one. Well, don't have any spares for Stroll. We've got one spare. And we need to keep that in case there's a problem in the race. Alonso needs to switch out that wing. So Dirksen has some substantial damage. He's still going. Norris and Gasly having a very weird collision there. Gasly just clipping the inside wall coming up to the line, and then that spat him back out into the path of Norris, and the pair of them just out.
Okay, understood.
We've also got chassis and suspension damage as well. Ah, bugger. So we're off to an expensive start to Monaco. But yeah, I don't know what happened. Dirksen must have hit us because we haven't picked up a penalty, unless it was just considered a racing incident. But whatever happened to Dirksen, he's in the garage and we probably won't see him again. Alonso obviously has had that broken front wing and has some damage to the chassis and suspension as well. Yeah, I wish I knew what happened. We just caught the edge of that car hitting the inside barrier at La Rascas, or hitting something in front of him, which might have been us. So, yeah, very, very weird. Don't know what actually happened there. Loved Hungary. Good to see different strategies play out and another team in McLaren fight their way back to compete for wins. Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things that I've been so pleased to see Hamilton back on form again, is the fact that we now have two Ferraris that can fight alongside Max. Hadjar's not quite there yet. And we've got the two Mercedes drivers and we've got the two McLaren drivers. So we now effectively have a pool of 7 drivers that can fight for a race win, every race now. I mean, I suppose you could maybe take Piastri out of that as well, go down to just a pool of 6, and then have Piastri in 7th and Hadjar in 8th, because Piastri just hasn't looked on it really much this season. But this is why I was so pleased to see Hamilton getting the best out of the car, because you throw another high-class driver into the mix, it opens up the possibility for much more intense battling, Ferrari able to really take it as a team rather than a single car. Opens up different strategy options as well. If you've got two cars that can suddenly threaten to undercut you, and one of them does go for the undercut, do you then stay out and cover the car behind you, or do you box, cover off the undercut, and the other car then scoots off into the distance? Having two cars in the fight allows you to play around with things like that, where you can try and force someone's hand. So yeah, that's why I was so pleased that Hamilton's been able to kick on this year and get back towards his best, because it opens up so much more in the possibility of race strategy and race wins and on-track battling across those top four teams. It's great to see. Somebody says Lando's your guy, you've been following since the start. Lando will do a Rosberg. No, I don't think so. Lando's in it for the long term. Lando doesn't have a teammate that's better than him at the moment. So, if Lando was up against Max and he won the World Championship eventually, maybe. But, I don't think he would. I think he'd continue to stay out and keep driving and see if he could win it back. What's wrong with Ferrari's pit wall? They're so bad. Well, we're not watching it. No, there we go. Session's almost over.
Tire temps stabilized or not yet?
Santi has telling Lewis he has a penalty or not telling. No, there's a good thing for that. Generally, if a driver is trying to find a way through, you want to just basically lead them to it. You don't want to give them information that could change their mindset a little bit. If Hamilton is in a difficult fight, trying to find a way past the driver, and then you come on the radio and say, you have to get this done because you have a penalty. And not only do you have to get this move done right now, but you also have to open up a gap. It adds extra pressure and the chance of a mistake, and can unsettle your driver. Not just Hamilton, but any driver. If you've got just a few laps to go, say 10 laps remaining, and you tell your driver, as they are in a very, very tight fight, trying to find their way through somebody who's pretty equally matched in terms of pace, maybe slightly quicker, and then you suddenly throw that pressure on. Oh, by the way, you've got a penalty. You've got somebody who's behind you that's closing you down. You've got to get ahead of this guy, and you've got to pull out a gap, and you've got to do it right now. That puts so much additional pressure on the driver that it just invites a desperate lunge that could end in disaster. So engineers will do that a lot across all the teams. They won't necessarily give information that can have a negative effect to their driver's mindset in the moment. Cold. Sometimes they will wait for a more opportune moment. And once Hamilton had dropped back a little bit and was no longer literally wheel to wheel with Anthony, that's when they told him. Right. Nobody else decided to come back out for those closing minutes. We'll use that to get a little bit of extra feedback. Nothing substantial. Normally we would have had two complete runs. But of course we had that red flag. So, yeah, we're a little undercooked going into second practice here. We've got 3 out of 5 with Fernando, 2 out of 5 with Stroll. Let's take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll get the rest of practice going. Alright, we need to swap out those damaged parts for Fernando. Let's see what we've got in the way of spares. Nope, not there. So that maybe takes away the opportunity for Stroll to get the chassis, and we're down to our final suspension, so he's not getting that. What are they looking like on underfloors? They're both on that. Side pods, both on that. They're both on the rear wing. Okay. Let's take a look at that partial feedback we got. See if we're at least moving in the right direction. So, yeah, looks like we are just waiting. Excuse me. Just waiting to find out on corner mode. Straight mode remained unchanged. So, assuming that corner mode is spot on, that car's perfect. That's really good. Let's take a look at the 2 out of 5 feedback we got from Stroll. Encouraging signs. It's basically all down to this. The braking stability, that might do it. Cars coming out early. Colapinto, Lindblad, one of the Williams drivers, I think. I'm guessing Albon. Yes, there we go, Albon. Let's send Stroll out now as well. And we'll speed them up. Yeah, the other big news that came out this weekend, which I was over the moon about, is that the Bahrain Grand Prix is back this year. But it's not in Bahrain, it's in Sepang. We are heading to Malaysia later in the season for the Bahrain Grand Prix. I believe it's going to be a week before the Singapore Grand Prix. So I'm so excited to go back to Malaysia. I love that circuit. Absolutely love that circuit. So to be able to get a chance to see that modern cars running around that circuit will be interesting. There are some very long straight line zones there. Energy could be an interesting thing, but there's a really heavy hairpin at the end of the first super long straight, for the pit lane. And then there's obviously the hairpin going into the snail cutback at the end of turn 1, or at the end of the start-finish straight into turn 1 or so. So good chance for those cars to recharge there. Then you go out of the snail and then down to the end of the first sector, and you've got a heavy braking zone there. And then you've got a bit of a fast-flowing section. That's where I think the middle sector might be a bit tricky for battery management. And then going into that kind of final sector, you've got that fearsome, is it turn 13? The turn that just constantly gets tighter and tighter before going onto that long back straight. I really want to see how drivers tackle that. Some drivers will have prior knowledge of that circuit and experience of racing around that circuit. A lot of drivers won't. So I'm very, very curious as to how much of an advantage that will play into how drivers perform around that circuit. But yeah, we're going back to Sepang, and I can't wait. Here's hoping that becomes a permanent fixture on the calendar in the next season or two.
Copy.
If things go well.
Back off.
We can only hope.
Just recommend
Actually
giving
add
a
a
bit of
proper race
margin
circuit
to
to
the
the
curb.
calendar again, rather than more street circuits.
Copy.
How's the car?
Right, feedback for
I'm
both
happy.
drivers.
Copy.
Let's pause because we might be able to call Fernando in. Did we get it right? Yes, we did. So we'll leave him out. We almost got it right for Stroll. Yeah, Yeah, let's call Stroll in now. Well, he's still in the lower experience game. In fact, actually, we'll call Fernando in as well. I've missed him. We'll leave him out then. Yeah, we just need to get the track knowledge up now, and then we're good.
Boxing.
Hit limiter on. Stop in the box and switch off.
Talk of a season finale at Imola. Yeah, maybe. I mean, it's not looking good for Qatar or Abu Dhabi at the moment, is it? With the war in the Gulf states going on at the moment, the war in Iran. That's why Bahrain and Saudi Arabia were both cancelled. Maybe we will see them go to Imola. Maybe not. I'm not sure. Not sure how easy it would be to race there. I mean, temperatures in December would be freezing. So that could cause all sorts of merry hell with tyre blistering and all sorts. We'll see what happens, I suppose. What are we looking at prep-wise? 98. And we'll send it back out for a few more laps. And now we need some feedback from Stroll. Almost there. There we go. We are done with Fernando. So let's call him in. And he can sit out the rest of practice. Now we just need to get Stroll's car where it needs to be. Because his track knowledge... his car park knowledge is... Shit. Yeah, we did kind of mess up a little bit there. Because his car park knowledge is much lower because we're running some Mark 1 parts. It will take more time on track to get him where he needs to be. So he's going to have to run in the next session. Which reminds me, I want to make sure that we get back an extra set of mediums. Where can you go to get Jenson Button as a driver? You would have to actually know how to go in and change the drivers in the database, either by overwriting an existing driver, adding him in as a completely new entry,
Pressure number 2 stabilizing.
or if you
So
have
scope to work the tyres a fair bit.
the online database editor nightly mode, I believe that you can just create and add in drivers with the nightly mode. I'm still waiting for that feature to get pushed onto the main build, which is the free build for everybody. The nightly mode is a Patreon only thing. You need a Patreon key to be able to access the nightly mode. But I was hoping that would have been pushed live by now, but apparently still not. Okay, the gearbox starting to play up a little bit. No real surprise there, given that it was about 20%.
That was the checkered flag.
Yeah, it's getting a bit rough, that gearbox. Do I run it in the final session? Maybe. Let's take a quick look at where we are feedback-wise. We've gone the wrong way. Okay, so that is going to need to be that way. And that means we are going to need to bring that down, which means that's going to need to go back up. Let me revert back to our 96% setup. There we go. So that needs to go that way. Like that, and then we bring that down to a 3.1. Hopefully we're okay here and here. Let's see how we get on. Going to be running the soft tyres. 18 laps. Not sending Alonso out at all. Absolutely no need. So let's just prep his car right now. We're right on the edge of that, going into advanced wear now. 40% is the cutoff for both the ERS and the gearbox. There we go. Feels a bit counterintuitive to stick a brand new engine in for Monaco, but this might actually be one of our best chances to actually score a point this year. Might be our very best chance to score a point this year. So Alonso is now prepped and race ready. Now we just need to see if we can get Stroll there as well. Out of 5. Let's see if we've got it right. Please get it right. No. We didn't. Ah, what is going on with this car?
Okay, so pit limiter on. Stop in the box and switch off.
Something very wrong here. What the hell? This is the setup that we... This is the setup we took off. Ah, that's bullshit. It's made us basically run that entire session. So the entire run with the setup we actually took off and then put this one on. I hate when the game does that. It doesn't happen very often, but I mean, it's been doing that since the PlayStation days. And it's very much a game bug rather than anything that's caused by a mod. It's one of those strange bugs that they did squash for a little while and then it came back again with another update. So now we have to run Stroll again. This is not ideal. Odd that we don't have Button in, but Daniel Kvyat is in the game. Kvyat is a lot younger than Jensen. So, maybe not that surprising. How old is Jensen? I mean, Jensen officially retired from all motorsport. I don't think Kvyat has. I think he's still racing in other categories.
How's the balance? How's the balance?
I'm happy with the car.
Yeah, copy.
So Jensen's 46 years old.
Okay, let's box at the end of this and go on with the program.
Okay.
Kvyat's only 32, so that's why. And he's still racing in endurance racing as well, in sports car. But Jensen's completely retired now. He only retired driving this year. Yeah, but this is this year's database.
Pit limiter on. Into the pit lane and leave it in P1.
I mean, Kvyat's not in the base game. So, or at least not in the 24 base game. So he's been added in as part of the database. But he's not an active member of the roster in the 2014 24 base game. So close. One click a toe. At least we know which way it has to go, and it has to go that way. There we go. We've finally got Stroll's car sorted, and that is just in time because practice is just about done. We're at 6 minutes remaining. We'll speed through that. There we go. End of practice. So, qualifying up next. Let's swap out some parts. Maybe give Stroll a better chassis. And see how we do.
Welcome everyone to qualifying. This should be a good one.
Qualifying means everything around Monaco, with little chance of overtaking in the race. Getting as far up the grid as possible and keeping the car intact is every driver's goal on this unforgiving circuit.
If we turn our attention to Pierre Gasly for a minute, Karun, how's he going to be feeling as qualifying approaches?
The
Triple
main thing
Gasly.
on my mind was
We've got
their
triple
speed in
Gasly.
practice. They just weren't that
One,
fast.
two,
but was that
three.
down to the driver, the car, the team experimenting?
And we get a shot
Don't
at
know,
Franco
and we'll just
Colapinto
have to
from
see
the
how they fare in
little
qualifying.
onion face pack.
Buckle up then, folks. It's almost time for qualifying.
It's one of the more unusual little visual bugs we get with this game from time to time, and it always makes me chuckle to see 3 copies of a single driver in a garage at the same time. We've seen it with Valtteri. We've seen double Bottas before. We've seen triple Valtteri before. We saw it with triple Schumi last season on the 2013 playthrough. But of course, you know, had the helmet on, so no face model, but 3 drivers wearing the same helmet. So yeah, always fun when that happens. Right, let's take a look at the car. Definitely need to change out some engine parts. That is a given. And gearbox as well. There we go. Right, have I got that spare chassis? I do. It's worth a decent bit of improved performance. Just, yeah, I just hope we don't break it. I'm not doing the front wing because I've only got 1 spare, and if I break the front wing during the race, I'm then forced to retire. So we're not doing it there. I only got the 1 suspension, so we can't do it there, and it's on the same parts everywhere else. So, yeah, there we go. Time to hit the track and see what happens. Don't do anything stupid, thanks. I trust your judgment, Farah. You know, in the future, you know, that's why you have the shield.
Just focus on your tyre, Pat.
Yeah.
else is coming out? Lando, Verstappen, and Sainz. Let's see if Lance actually behaves himself. Well, 1.1 playthrough at this circuit. He crashed 3 times in practice. And then he crashed at the beginning of qualifying. And then he crashed at the beginning of the Grand Prix as well. So far, touch wood, he's behaving himself.
Straight out. Okay, let's go for this next lap.
Yeah, I have got a Cadillac up the hill in front of us, though. There it is. And, it's not going to get out of the way in time. Maybe we'll be able to dive up the inside of him at Mirabeau. Maybe through the hairpin. No.
Just completely impeded me.
Yeah, copy. We saw that.
Through 48. Now he should get out of the way. It does. I don't think Stroll actually lost that much in the way of time. I'm not expecting his time to be competitive with Fernando. Fernando has got a better suspension and a much better front wing. So there is definitely more performance on car 1 than there is car 2. So we're down a lot. To be expected, I suppose, around here. Right, across the line then for Stroll. He does 1:14.6. Alonso is about half a second up. Switch over to Fernando. Let's see what he can do. And there we go, 0.8 of a second, the difference between the two. Look at in every sector, as expected. So, Max is on a very strong lap though. It's almost a second quicker just in the middle sector. And he goes 1.8 seconds quicker. Norris into second, 0.3 behind. We have got a Mercedes on track. It's Russell, Hadjar's out there. Let's see what Behrman does. I see you, Behrman. Driving that hash. Driving that hash. Driving that hash. Going to be driving for us next year. Instead of Stroll. And goes 1.6 seconds quicker than Stroll. 0.8 up on Alonso there.
Boxing.
Right, Cadillac.
Hit limiter on. Stop in the box, switch off.
It's still quicker than a Spy. Ooh, 0.6. Oh, tell you what we didn't do. We didn't check tyre temps, did we? Track's at 40 degrees, so theoretically shouldn't be too much of an issue. We're going to send the guys back out pretty quickly again. And this time we'll pay attention to tyre temps. The scrub, so theoretically they should warm up just a little bit quicker. New tyres always take slightly longer. Right. So this time we'll keep an eye on the tyre temps as Russell has gone purple in sector 1.
Copy.
Purple in sector 2 as well. And I'm looking at the tyre temps and they're not warming up very quickly. Where is Stroll right now? He's coming through the swimming pool. What is it to switch the tyres on? I think it's 90 degrees here. Maybe even 95. If it is 95, they're way undercooked. If it's 85, they're still undercooked. So if it's 90,
Got a good
it's
gap
going
in
to take
front.
most of the lap to get these up to temperature.
Good to go for this next lap.
It's an improvement. Tyres still in the low 80s. Alonso's on his lap now. His tyre's slightly better. Russell 3/10 clear of Max. And there we go. So it's 85 degrees, and it took until the tunnel to get Stroll's tyres switched on. Alonso's rears are switched on at the end of the first sector, beginning of the second sector. A little bit quicker. They're both finding time. A little bit of traffic in front. And Piastri's pushing, I think. Not sure about the Ferrari. I think the Ferrari is...
That's P13 at the moment. We're boxing at the end of this lap.
Not sure.
Copy.
So Stroll did not improve in the final sector. Nor did Alonso. But does find some time, as did Stroll. Did Stroll actually find any time? I'm not sure. Lap history. So Stroll did find 2.5 tenths of a second. Alonso found 3.5 tenths of a second. But they're still not where they need to be. We are definitely going to have to push the tyres a little bit harder. So I think we're going to need to do 2 laps per run. Still in the garage, so Leclerc has yet to leave at time. Speak of the devil, there he is.
Keep an eye out.
Alex Albon also still in the garage. Lawson, the only other driver who
Pit limiter.
needs to
Stop in the box.
post the
Switch
time
on.
that is actually on a flying lap. Antonelli's on an out lap as well. Let's see what Lawson can do. Where's his teammate? Where's Lindblad? Lindblad is only P16.
Box.
Lawson goes up to P8. That's a much better lap. Perez currently up in P12 and improving. Looks like Cadillac has come to play today, or at least Perez has come to play. Always seems to go very well at street circuits, does Checo. Ocon improves to P8. Checo stays P12. Kimi now starting his flying lap. He is out of the first sector. 18.7 isn't amazing. It's not bad. I'm going to do one more single lap run, but we're going to push the tyres right from the start. So we're going to take manual control. See if thrashing the tyres on the outlap actually heats them up a little bit quicker. Again, scrub tyres, so theoretically should warm up a little bit quicker than new tyres. We will be doing a 2-lap run with new tyres at the end of the session. So let's see if there's anything left to give in these tyres here. As we take manual control, go aggressive. Let's turn the fuel up as well. Leave the battery where it is.
Okay.
Take manual control, thrash, and thrash. And we can actually monitor the tyres in real time.
So keep on
Without
working those
pop-ups
tyres.
now. Antonelli goes P2, just behind George Russell, 800ths of a second. Not a good first sector for Leclerc in 19.1. Did he get traffic? Where is he? Oh yeah, he got Stroll. You see we're at 81 degrees into the Nouvelle chicane. So these tyres should be up to temperature at the start of the lap. There we go. Excellent.
Understood.
Battery's there if you need it.
Leclerc's only P18. He went purple in the final sector, but he did not have a good middle sector either. You can see there, 1.7 seconds slower than Lindblad. With a Williams in front of us, it is hopefully Alex Albon. It is. He's pushing, so not going to get held up there. It's only a 19.4 for Alonso, 19.3 for Stroll. Stroll's battery was turned on fractionally quicker. I did that deliberately because I want to see how much battery's left at the end of the lap from when we take our manual control for the 2-lap run, so I know when to turn the batteries on. So we briefly dipped out of charge.
No DRS.
Again.
No DRS.
Confirm.
Albon improves all the way to P6. It's a tricky one.
Copy.
As to when to actually
Okay, V-charge
send
on.
Yeah.
the battery. There's a chance
Just lifting
that
post.
Okay.
there's a chance we might run out too soon if we
Copy.
deploy coming out of Anthony nodes rather than waiting a couple of beats and then deploying halfway down the sharp straight like we did with Fernando. But it does also mean that we might not be quite as quick in the first sector as we could be. Juggle it, see what works, what doesn't. We're not quick enough to beat Perez at the moment. And let's see if new tyres changes that. We've only got a little bit of time left. We are making our way back to the pits pretty quickly. We're going to have to take manual control and see how much time we got left when we start our first
It's a
two
pit
flight
vector
laps.
on. So
Track's
stop in
gonna
your
be
box
busy.
and switch off.
There we go, right on track. You wonder if we'll see Stroll in the barrier today. Hopefully not, but probably. Right, so manual control to get a quicker outlap, thrash the tyres, push the fuel, leave the battery at 0, or, not being used.
Just watch out for cars behind.
As we pull over to let one of the Haas drivers through. Not sure which one it is. It's got to be Ocon. Stays pole, maybe. Yeah, maybe. Let's see if he actually gets out. Let's see if he survives qualifying, first of all. .58. My tyres are up to temperature. I could push. But we're not going to on this lap. No, we are. Let's do it.
Copy.
It's not the best burst sector.
Click. Overtake.
Yeah.
Hadjar getting out of the... No, it's not Hadjar. Is it? Yeah, it might be Hadjar. No, it's going to be Max. Yeah, Max will do that. So Max is P3 right now. No improvement in the first sector for Fernando. Or Stroll. Track temperature has crept up a bit. We've got traffic ahead. That's Leclerc. And one of the Racing Bulls. It's going to be Lindblad, I think. Yeah, it's Lindblad.
Your battery is drained.
Yeah.
And we spoiled both of their laps. As we come through to start our second flying lap. Not a good first run. Let's see if the second one is better.
Copy.
It's going to be a really bad first sector for Stroll. So slow coming out the tunnel. Middle sector's going to be awful. We're not going to improve. Stroll certainly isn't. We're going to force Stroll in. No point him risking crashing
Recharge on.
for a lap.
Okay.
It's not going to do anything. We're not going to improve with Fernando
So
either.
settle in with the management.
Let's call him in.
Copy.
Yeah, we missed it, apparently. Okay. So, looks like we're going to finish 21st and 22nd in qualifying. At least Bottas didn't make it through, or Perez. Gasly actually splits our cars. I thought he was going to beat us, but no, apparently not. So, tough times for Alpine as well, it would seem. Right, that's the end of Q1. Let's stick a poll up, shall we? That's a Q&A. I don't want a Q&A. I want a poll. There we go. Okay. The poll is up. Again, we only have 4 options available because that's the most I can put in. But cast your votes. How long will Stroll last in the Grand Prix? Will he go the full race distance? Will he make it to 2/3 distance, 1/3 distance, or is he going to crash out on the first lap? Cast your votes. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we will get prepped for the Grand Prix. First of all, though, let's find out who is on pole. It's Kimi. With George in second. Then it's Leclerc and Hamilton. Verstappen is 5th. Oscar 6th. 7th for Hadjar. Norris down in 8th. Then Lawson and Behrman. Behrman in the top 10. That's encouraging for the future. Lindblad is 11th. 12th for Bortoletto. 13th for Albon. 14th for Sainz. 15th for Ocon. And 16th for Colapinto. Then we have Bottas, Perez, Hulkenberg, Alonso, Gasly, and Stroll. Doesn't appear to be any penalties. I don't think anyone's starting from the pit lane. So let's take that quick break, shall we?
The streets of Monte Carlo are ready as the drivers now prepare for 78 laps around this historic track.
Monaco can hand out unpredictable results, just like in 1982, when 4 race leaders hit trouble. Riccardo Patrese eventually claimed the win after managing to restart his stalled car by himself with a downhill bump start.
The world's most famous street track, Circuit de Monaco, and it demands total accuracy from teams and drivers alike. Pit stops are crucially important for passing here, so timing them right can be the key to victory. The time has almost come for our drivers to fight it out wheel to wheel. Race day has arrived.
Okay, so nobody has got any penalties that we can see. Nobody's starting from the pit lane that we can see. Let's get some strategy options chosen. Track temperature is 25, or ambient temperature is 25 degrees, which means track temperature is going to be above 40. So warmer than we were told it was going to be, again. I still think the one stop will be the way to go. Sorry, the two stop will be the way to go for Fernando. I'm thinking soft, medium. Wrong way. There we go. Let's put some aggression into the tyres. Maybe a little bit too much aggression. Let's turn those back down again. Remember, our tyre wear is not great. So we look to go lap 25, lap 50, and then do 28 laps at the end. That is 27 seconds quicker than the soft to hard, and 22 seconds from over the medium to hard. We are going to start Stroll on a two-stop as well, but we're going to start on the mediums. And then go medium, soft. If we start him on the hards, he's going to be so slow that he's probably not going to be able to get in anyone's way. But if we start him on the mediums, there's a good chance that we can get in people's way. There we go. Go 32, and then lap 55, and lap 78. That takes him right to the edge of his tyres. We may change that around a little bit. We may yet switch to the one stop, but we'll see. Fuel, we are going to take a lot of fuel out. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're going to take 10 laps of fuel out. Oh, we can go 11. We're going to take 10 laps of fuel out. It's only 0.8 kilos a lap, so we're going to have to find 8 kilos. We're going to get some safety cars and or VSCs. I'm almost certain of that. I mean, now that I'm taking all this fuel out, you watch us not get any kind of help from the safety car. But we'll try that, and then we can always do some aggressive fuel saving if we need to. I'm already thinking that's maybe a little extreme. Let's go 8 laps. There we go. Right, so tyres are chosen. We've got up the wrong push mode there. Let's practice. There we go. That's what we want. So, we are all prepped and ready. We are going to create a save, just in case it crashes, so I have to mess around sorting out the strategy again. There we go. And we'll take one more very short break, and then we'll get the Grand Prix underway.
Final checks are being carried out by the teams, and it won't be long until we get this race underway. This could be a big race for that man right there, Lewis Hamilton.
Starting fourth here is a great position. If the team can get their strategy right, they can bring home some big points.
So let's see what today has in store, shall we? We're here and the streets are abuzz at the Monaco Grand Prix. And it's lights out and away we go.
We're off. Got a few on hards in front of us. Alonso trying to get back in front of Gasly and does so.
Copy.
Does that make him happy? Last gasp chance for the pole. I will be closing it in just a second.
Bye-bye.
Haha, there we go. It's my favourite message. Yes, bye-bye. Closing the pole as soon as this lap finishes. If you haven't cast your vote, you've got a few seconds left. Yes, there it is.
Just keep on top of your lifting coast for now.
Okay.
Oh, is this an opportunity? As the Cadillac pushes past Hulkenberg there. We're not close enough to do the same. We're going to go into top up. And we're going to ease down those tyres now. We're also going to turn off the fuel burn. There we go. Right, let's end the poll.
Okay.
So, let's see the results.
Copy.
So,
Okay,
38% think 2/3 distance. 31% think he'll make it to the end of the Grand Prix. 23% of you think 1/3 distance, and 8% of you were wrong because you said a first lap retirement. And we are, in fact, on lap 2, and he's still going. Antonelli has got ahead of George, and there's a breakaway at the front 4 already. Max, on those hard tyres, is slipping away a little bit. This is an interesting situation for for Ferrari here. They're on medium tyres, which theoretically should be a little bit quicker, at least in these early stages. Then the pace of the Mercedes will start to come good on those hard tyres, but they'll have an undercut opportunity. So we could potentially see Ferrari try and leapfrog Mercedes in the pit lane here. Let's go back to the camera. There we go. We are still stuck behind Nico Hulkenberg. I decided to go on the softs at the start for Alonso is that I figured that most people would be on mediums or hards, and this will give us some undercut opportunity of our own here. See if we can find a way through.
Copy.
We'll go full attack if we want to try and gain a place here.
Copy.
Not close enough there.
Understood.
We're not going to be close enough up the hill either.
Copy.
We might be stuck here. We might be stuck here.
Copy.
This is such a difficult circuit to overtake on.
Copy.
But we'll see if we can maybe, just maybe, catch him unawares. How's Stroll getting on? Gasly also stuck with his soft tyres. Let's see if we can put some more pressure on Gasly.
So for more energy, press and hold, overtake.
Okay.
Bald Whiskers wins best name in the evening. He won that award last week, so unless someone else comes along with an even more interesting name, he just has that in perpetuity for now. Overheated slightly, so let's just cool them down.
Yes.
Oh, there we go. Hulkenberg just went into the back of Checo. There is the early race safety car we wanted. Now we're going to see potentially some pit stops here. We are going to stick to our initial strategy. Let's see Hulkenberg locking up into Perez. Yeah.
Big contact.
Perez got launched into the barrier of Mirabeau there. Let's see who dives in.
Unbelievable.
Is Hulkenberg still going? Did they just not show his car in that cutscene? He's still going. Hulkenberg is still going. There he is.
Copy.
So he's done a hatchet job there. None of the front runners are stopping. Gasly might take advantage of the safety car. It's so early in the Grand Prix, there's no real point in us, coming in to change our strategy. Let's turn the battery off.
Yeah, he's okay. There's some bodywork on the track.
And expect
Recharge
Nico
on.
to box here.
Yeah.
That's some pretty substantial damage to that wing.
Battery's good.
Copy.
Hasn't been given a penalty yet. Which means he might get one and have to serve it. Oh, it's just been given a penalty now. Oh, look at this. This is annoying. He got it just as he was driving into the pits. Sitting out on medium tyres. There's Perez's car already back in the garage somehow. That is just a visual glitch. Again, that's a legacy of the game itself. You see that all the time on the PlayStation as well. No damage to that rear wing, just glitched out from the incident. Long now for the safety car. Will it wait for Hulkenberg to catch the field? It won't come in at the end of this lap. We're just starting. It is lap 7. Antonelli leads from George Russell, Leclerc and then Hamilton, Max and Hadjar, Piastri and Norris are the top 8, all 2x2. Mercedes, Ferrari, Red Bull and McLaren. Then it's Lawson from Behrman, Lindblad from Albon, Bortoletto, Ocon, Sainz, Colapinto, Bottas in 17th is just ahead of us. One Cadillac remaining. Then Alonso, Gasly, Stroll, Hulkenberg, who is still going, but despite the wing change, will have some damage to other parts of the car that can't be fixed. And then Perez out here at Mirabeau. And our task of beating at least the Cadillacs already 15% up. So now the real question becomes, can we get Stroll Stroll A to the flag and B in the top 18. Got a fair bit of fuel to save, as you can see, but approaching the 5 kilos under. We are less than seven laps under fuel now. We are doing at least one more lap. So Hulkenberg will join the queue. See him any second. Maybe not. Camera cut away just as he was coming out into Le Brascas. We cut to Stroll, we'll see him. There he is. Might become an issue. Push hard on the restart. Make sure that they stay in the window if we can. Maybe even get a run on somebody. Nice to get ahead of Fernando. Get Fernando ahead of Valtteri. Don't think Stroll will be able to get past Gasly. It is the exit of the back and the entrance of, to the swimming pool. Just before there is where the safety car will let us know if it's going to come in. No, it's staying out another lap. So we get to save more fuel. We're now under 5 kilos. 0.8 kilos per lap, so we're about to hit 6 laps of shortfall. There we go. Now 6 laps of fuel. So we've already saved 2 kilos. Oh, sorry, 2 laps. Save another one on this lap here. That'd be nice. We won't get the full lap because of the battery fuel saving. We'll get there. Stroll is currently incident free. Yeah. So let's see. 1/3 distance would be. Lap 26 is 1/3 race distance. Lap 52 is 2/3 race distance. And then obviously the only other remaining option is full race distance. Let's see which window he pops in now. Here's the safety car coming in this lap. No, we are having another lap behind the safety car. Oh, no, wait, it's very late. It's very late in giving the notification, but it is actually going to come in this lap.
Okay.
Safety car's in the pit. No overtaking before the control line.
Copy.
Cancel lifting coast for now. Cancel lifting coast for now. Click overtake. Click overtake.
Yeah.
VTOL drop.
Copy.
Overtakes available.
Okay.
Might be an opportunity on Valtteri through the tunnel into the Nouvelle chicane if we're lucky. Don't rate our chances though. Close enough.
Copy.
Oh, Valtteri has dropped away.
Okay, copy.
Focus on the tyres.
Yeah.
And a little squirt of battery again to close him back up. A second, I thought we might have an opportunity then. Playing possum a little bit with the battery, although, hello, maybe there is an opportunity here after all. We have enough battery to do anything beyond like one squirt at the moment. Here, Hulkenberg right behind, and Stroll right behind us. Well, not Stroll, so it's Gasly right behind us, isn't it? There's Hulkenberg right behind Stroll. Yeah, battery catching us out a little bit. Let's go back to the front. So, Russell in second place, within about half a second of Antonelli. This time Max has been able to stay with the front four. Leclerc actually dropping back just a little bit. Hamilton and Verstappen, if they start scrapping, will give Leclerc an opportunity to try and break away and go after the two Mercedes drivers. But Hadjar is definitely holding up the Astri at the moment. .4 degrees track temperature. We are due for some slightly warmer weather in a little bit, and then it'll definitely be a fair bit warmer in the final stint. Definitely see the performance breaks, can't you? Hadjar is definitely holding up the two McLaren drivers. And even so, they are breaking away a little bit from Liam Lawson, who leads the next sort of batch of drivers, which is basically everybody else. So we've got the breakaway front five, then we've got a small breakaway of three, and then we've got everybody else kind of in a line, so to speak. Some smaller gaps starting to open up. Nothing too significant. Gasly's dropped back from us. So the boost. Let the battery recharge itself normally. Hulkenberg keeping the pressure on Stroll. We'll keep the boost available for him if he needs it. Problem for Max. What is wrong with Max's car?
I think the engine is suddenly clipping more.
There you go. Engine. It's clipping. Not so good. Hey, PR, good to see you. My webcam software got an update today, which allows me to put overlays on. So if you just have a look, just there, you can actually see the channel logo. Let's make it a little bit easier to see. Hey, there we go. Fun stuff. Back to the rest. Right, we have slipped away from Valtteri a little bit. It's okay. Let's push it a little bit more again. I'm going to push Stroll back up again.
Copy.
Get him onto Gasly, if we can. Don't quite have enough battery for Fernando just yet. How do we feel about the about going back to Malaysia? We feel absolutely fantastic about it. Mistake for Lindblad, cutting the chicane.
Now this is where the RB driver's involved. Oh, we've seen a few go off the
Exit
track
swimming pool there.
Perhaps a little lapse in concentration, maybe.
Yeah, can't wait. Can't wait to go back to Malaysia. Hope that in the future it becomes a regular occurrence. Gets a permanent fixture on the calendar. So we've naturally closed back in on Valtteri. Valtteri's had a moment where he's been basically, by the look of it,
DRS.
having to rebuild the battery again. Which has dropped him away from the car in front and brought him back towards us. So we are going to try, if the gap stays like that, we're going to try and capitalise. Almost down to 5 laps in the fuel. The gap's going back up a little bit. See how the cars handle the long straights. Well, I think there'll be a fair bit of lift and coast in the turn before the first one, and then there's a really heavy braking zone at the end of the first one going into the second one. So I don't think that's going to be the issue. I think the middle section is more likely to be the issue. There's a lot of fast flowing corners in the middle section.
Okay, copy.
Recharge on.
Yeah.
Copy.
The battery again.
Copy. Copy.
Hopefully we can stay close enough to put him under a little bit more pressure while getting some battery back in the car. But you can see Colapinto has dropped back a little bit. That's not ideal. Have we got enough here
Copy.
to maybe try and fling it up the inside somewhere?
Okay, yeah.
Ah! Stop moving. I forgot to turn the radio thing off.
Copy.
I'm out of battery.
Yeah.
As good as.
Okay. Okay.
Though Stroll has done what I need him to do, and that's to put pressure onto the back of Gasly, and that's opened up a 2.5 second gap now to Fernando.
And tyre update when you can.
Ease off on the tyres again now.
Yeah, it's okay, it's good.
Gasly will try to break away from Stroll and close back
Try and
in.
call these tyres where you can.
Okay.
Save some battery.
Copy.
There we go. So that we have a little bit in reserve if an opportunity presents itself again. But I think we are going to have to box for an undercut. The question now is, when do I box? And I think pretty soon. I think if I box in about
Copy.
3-4 laps, and that way hopefully I can avoid getting swallowed up by the Mercedes drivers and Ferraris. Last thing I need is to box for an undercut and then get blue flags, back multiple seconds and lose all of that advantage I'm trying to gain. Valtteri's got back again. Given that we are going to be undercutting, we're just going to thrash the tyres now. And we will go for another set of softs, and that will give us the flexibility to then go soft or to go mediums. Valtteri very slow right now.
Okay, copy.
Don't have enough pace up the hill.
Confirm.
Copy.
Still planning to leave Stroll out long on these mediums. Yeah. 30 seconds. That will give us some leeway. But it's a question of how quick we'll be in clean air on new softs compared to the pace that the front runner's doing. Antonelli, Russell, Hamilton and Leclerc all starting to spread out a little bit. Max's problem has now dropped him over 5 seconds behind the Ferraris. Now Hulkenberg has an issue. That might take some pressure off Stroll a little bit.
Lost power.
We lost power? Yeah, we lost Perez as well. How did that happen? So let's just keep an eye on how far behind the front runners we are. Try and squeeze a little bit more out of these tyres before we box.
Yeah, copy, mate.
It'd be nice if we could actually get through.
Copy.
Oh, nearly got close enough.
Copy.
There is no way through here, unfortunately.
Copy. Copy.
Last thing I need now is for Valtteri to box early. He's very much isolated now.
Copy. Copy.
Get the run. Again, out of battery.
Copy.
33 seconds behind the leaders. it's back within a second of George Russell. See the gap that's opened up in front of Valtteri, Colapinto. It's because of our little bit of squabbling and fighting here. Why clean air is going to be kind of important.
Okay.
See if maybe using the deployment off with Gasly boxes, so I have to box this lap. That decision's just been taken out of my hands. Otherwise, we're going to come out behind Pierre Gasly. Wish we were able to get ahead. Valtteri going to make things so much easier.
Box. Copy.
But you can see how much of a margin we're going to have over the cars, you know, coming around to lap us. A decent, healthy little margin, enough for us to actually potentially do something.
Copy.
New fastest lap for Max, trying to close back up. Go back to gaps. You can see he's less than 4 seconds behind Hamilton now. We've got a front three all within a second of each other. But the gap back to Hadjar big now, 12.8 seconds. Again, this is hurting McLaren. It's a yellow flag. Oh, god damn it. It's a safety car. It's Colapinto is in the wall. Crashed at Sander Bot.
Along the straight here. And
Yeah, got one more lap.
there's
I would have had
contact
a
with the
well.
barrier. And that won't do
Yeah.
the car any good at all.
Right, the Aderos are not part of the mod. They're part of the online database editor. So what I'll do is, as soon as we've dealt with this safety car, I don't have another set of medium tyres. So we'll go with a set of softs, and then we'll have to go with a set of hards. Like that. Let's get him in. Alonso has just stopped, annoyingly.
Okay, so just increase the lifting coast.
So we can get our fuel saving sorted.
Is he okay?
No updates.
And it is both
Minus
Mercedes
Debbie
into
on
the
track.
pits. So let me, now that I've got our stuff dealt with, let me show you what you need to do. So I need to open up a browser. And go to the online database editor. Let me bring up the full screen. There we go. So let's just load up a different save. It's not our auto save. It's not the right save, but If you come to settings, and then you go to editor, down here you have engine upgrades turning points. Now, turning points normally are locked for Patreon members, but the engine upgrade turning points are free for everybody. So you just need to make sure that you've toggled that on, and there you can see we've enabled it to true. Make sure you hit save, and then when you get to the news, you will actually see ADOs for engines pop up 4 times a year. The first one is actually after this race, after Monaco. The second one is after Hungary. The third one, I think, is after Kota. And the fourth one will be at the end of the season. There are 4 every year. And it just picks one engine that needs to be upgraded. Usually, I think it's the worst engine each time. But that's basically how you do the engine ADOs. They're not part of the mod. They are on the online database itself, on the editor. Right. George is going to have to stack. Hamilton is going to have to stack. There's a chance for Max, maybe, if he boxes. He is boxing. To maybe try and jump somebody. We are going to jump on board with Max here. And in the end, he was not able to jump anybody. But it's got Leclerc in front of George. Norris is going to have to stack. There is a chance for Piastri to get out in front of Hadjar here. And he has done. So one of the McLarens has broken through. And the other one, not so lucky. He's lost the place to Liam Lawson. In comes Stroll. And Hulkenberg's boxing as well. If he's still around at the end of this Grand Prix, Corin will actually be going into the online editor to apply the result of the ADO to our save. So you'll be able to see exactly how it works. But it just means sticking around to the end of the race. Or, if you can't stick around, the replay will be up on the channel after the stream's finished. And you'll be able to have a look, at the closing section there.
Behind you, Hulkenberg, 1.6.
So we are P17, P18, which is on target for now. Hulkenberg is there. There's Gasly, who stopped under racing conditions, and then the safety car came out, and Hulkenberg and Stroll both jumped him as a result. So that has actually worked out for us quite nicely. A lot of cars in front have also stopped, which again puts us back at square one. They're on new hard and medium tyres. We're on the softs again. So it's just going to make things a little trickier for us. We're going to pop a quick ad break in because we've been going a little while and we've got a safety car, so we'll take advantage of it. From what I've seen, it should run side by side rather than overwriting now. So let's catch up on the running order then on lap 25. After the pit stops and the delays in the pits for some cars. We have Antonelli ahead of Leclerc, then Russell in P3, Hamilton in P4, Max P5, but back on the pack again, and dropped away behind. Piastri has been able to get past Isaac Hadjar in the pits, so we have a McLaren ready to join that battle now. Then Hadjar in 7th, Lawson in 8th, Norris really struggling under the, or coming across or under the pit stops, having to stack behind Piastri, and also with other cars coming in at the same time, meant that he's been overtaken by Lawson. Albon in 10th, Lindblad in 11th, Bortoletto 12th, Seitz is 13th, Behrman is 14th. Valtteri has been able to overtake Ocon through the pits. He's now to P15, Ocon having to stack behind Behrman. And then it's Alonso in 17th, 18th for Stroll, 19th for Hulkenberg. We kept that position ahead of Hulkenberg, but both of those two, Stroll and Hulkenberg, able to jump Gasly in the pit lane. 2 retirements now. Franco Colapinto, who put it into Sander Bot just a moment ago to bring out the safety car. And Perez, who was taken out by Nico Hulkenberg at Mirabeau earlier on in the Grand Prix, which brought out the first safety car. So 2 safety cars down. And we are now at 1/3 race distance. So anybody who said that he would retire at 1/3 distance, you lose as well. We're down to just 2 slots left. You know, up to 2/3 race distance or full race distance. You know, those are the 2 blocks that are left. If he does retire on the restart, I will consider a 1/3 race distance, you know, as the win. How you doing, Spectre? So, how long will this safety car stay out? The whole field is together, so it might come in this lap. Go past the traditional release point. We saw it quite late last time out. This time it is going to continue another lap. And I can confirm that the each nectarine flavour is quite nice. Down to 2.3 kilos, so we are now less than 3 laps under fuel. .1 for Stroll, because he didn't push the fuel quite as much as Alonso did throughout that first stint. And there we go, a more traditional release point for the safety car.
Okay.
You can lean a bit on these tyres.
I can't believe Stroll's still in the race. Yeah, I mean, he's certainly doing a lot better than he did last season, isn't he? Or, no, last playthrough that we did. So, no change at the front.
Recharge on.
Okay.
Everyone gets through the first turn cleanly. Save a little bit of the battery.
Okay.
Not this time. Hadjar already starting to slip behind a little bit. Again, on hard tyres. So it looks like he had 2 sets of hards. Track temperature has increased a little bit now to 42.2 degrees. Kimi sets a new fastest lap. If he can break away from Leclerc, this race is done. When he had George behind, who could match him for pace, it kept them, close to everybody else because they were counteracting each other's chance to break away, and they would start fighting, which means that, Kimi would have to drive a little bit more defensively, which kept the pace low enough for the Ferraris to stay with them. Now, Antonelli has got an opportunity to really break clear. If Leclerc can't stay with him, if George puts the pressure on Charles, Antonelli will disappear off into the distance, especially given that he's on mediums to Leclerc's hards. So this could be a very easy stint here for Kimi. We might see him stretch his legs and pull away every lap now. 1:14.3, Leclerc doing 1:15.1 with George putting him under pressure. And you can see immediately that the gap's gone up a bit more because Russell's really turning the screw, trying to find a way through. Hamilton also had a slow lap because Max is putting him under pressure. And the longer George stays stuck behind Leclerc, the more likely it is Kimi's going to win this. Really hard to try and get past Ocon, given that he's going to be quicker than Valtteri, but can't do anything about the pace. It's so hard to overtake it. Ultimately now 3 seconds clear, and again 7.5 tenths quicker. No, more than that, 1.3 seconds quicker on that last lap. No, yeah. 1.3 seconds quicker. We are kind of stuck, but now, once again, we do not have any kind of imminent threat of blue flags. So, what's the earliest that we could get away with calling Stroll in? Lap 40, and then just not do anything with those tyres? Probably have put Stroll on hards at this point instead of the softs, but never mind. At least that extra grip will help keep Hulkenberg behind him. Hulkenberg is looking aggressive. Turn the pace up now for Fernando. away a little bit. Might be in a recharge phase.
Okay, copy. Understood.
Yeah, okay.
That's Valtteri, his pace is dropping away a touch. Got the overtake, the extra bit of battery as well.
Okay.
Oh, come on.
Okay.
They used boost and blitzed away from me.
Copy.
You might be stuck
Copy.
again. Ah. It's annoying. There's not really much we can do at this point. Antonelli's still 3 seconds clear of Leclerc, whose pace has improved now that George has backed off a little bit. Hamilton has Max still behind. Max's fault has cleared. So whatever the engine issue was, it's gone away. No change to the running order. Still as they were. And you can see Piastri already comfortably ahead of Hadjar, but it's backed off from Verstappen. Again, Verstappen on mediums, so you would expect him to be a bit quicker in these opening laps in the restart. Norris desperately trying to find a way through past Liam Lawson here. Also back onto Stroll and Bottas, but again, this is nowhere to go at the moment, no way through.
Still okay.
Stroll's doing a good job at the moment. We do appear to be much quicker coming out of the chicane into the final sector. It's not where the overtaking opportunities are. Kind of torn as to how to go about the final stint. Do we stick to the current plan and hope that we still get the undercut and go to mediums, or do we do something similar to what we might do with Stroll, and that's bring Alonso in early and put him on hard tyres? It's a tricky one. We are currently on target for both drivers to finish in the top 18 at the moment, but the potential for more from Alonso is there, just not able to do anything about it at the moment. So another attack,
Copy.
this time without the boost.
Copy.
worst F1 tracks. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't tend to produce much in the way of exciting racing. It's more about the endurance, I think, of this event than anything else. It's about whether a driver can keep it together for the full 78 laps, with, and be quick, rather than can he get some quick overtakes in. I mean, Kimi was masterful here in real life this season. Absolutely phenomenal.
Copy. Okay, yeah, okay.
Mistake for Valtteri. Doesn't really help us that much.
Copy.
I think we're kind of stuck. I think we have to consider bringing Alonso in early. Get him on the hard tyres.
Okay.
Let's get the fuel saving out the way then, so that we can be more aggressive on the next stint. We'll get the battery as full as we can as well. We've got a little gap to Stroll. We'll keep Stroll out on the current plan, and then we'll react if Hulkenberg decides he wants to try and undercut us. But we're going to bring Fernando in early. We're going to change him from mediums to hards. See how we do.
Copy.
Front guys are breaking away. Russell's now dropped back because Hamilton's closing in. We can't wait too much longer with Fernando. I'm going to box him at the end of the lap. There you go. We've got the battery just about full.
Okay, copy.
We're going to attack on this lap coming in. I am now concerned about how quickly Antonelli is catching us.
Yeah, box.
Take a look at the race gap. We're 40 seconds behind already. So, yeah, that's not good. Not good at all. Hopefully the battery will really kind of fill itself back up a bit.
Copy.
Yeah, into the pit lane. Here we come. Drastic measures required if we want to try and make further progress up the running order here. decent stop, 2.5 seconds. No traffic to contend with. Now we need to keep an eye on lap pace. So, the cars in front of us doing, 116s, 117s. Gonna push Stroll up now.
Free use of overtake.
Yeah.
Max has closed back in again, such is the drop-off in pace
Copy.
between these two as they fight. Hadjar now 11 seconds behind. Norris still cannot get past Liam Lawson. And we have less than a sector between us and Antonelli. So our race pace clock will start as we cross the line. Let's see how quick we are on these new tyres. It's still coming up to temperature.
Copy, copy.
Let's see how quickly we can close the gap down. We are closing in on the back of Gasly and Hulkenberg.
Confirm.
Stroll's breaking away from them as well. Gasly putting the pressure on Nico Hulkenberg for us. And seeing if we can get Stroll a little bit closer to the cars in front. His pit window's opening up soon. We're actually going to start to push him a bit more now.
Yeah.
But he will probably
Still
come out
margin
into
now.
blue flag territory.
Copy.
A little bit of a concern. Because then that's going to kill the undercut effectiveness.
Yeah, we can give it a couple of laps.
There we go. Alonso's tyres now fired up. We need a couple of good laps just to make sure that we will jump some cars.
Copy.
Last time around. Get away, teammate.
Copy.
I can't see anything. There we go. We did a 1:15.8. So yeah, instantly we are over a second quicker. That's without battery push on that last lap. This lap should be even quicker. Lawson with a fault. This might give Norris the opportunity he needs.
It certainly looks like they've developed a fault.
As Crofty in his X-ray spec can immediately identify exactly what's wrong with that car, but then choose not to tell us. Yeah, 16s as well. 15.8. Only a small number of cars were quicker than us last time around. So this lap should be very much quicker. The gap's down to less than 10 seconds already. We're out of battery. Top up. Turn down the tyres. Still got a little bit of a nice safety margin to Kimi.
Copy.
Almost certainly is going to stop again. Well, he has to stop again. There's no way those mediums will go the distance. We did a 1:15.4. A little bit quicker. Quite as quick as I was expecting, but quicker than the vast majority of the people on track right now. Not quite everybody. And certainly not close to Leclerc, who was a 1:14.4, but doing what needs to be done. What's the gap Stroll has? 50 seconds. So yeah, he will come out right in the path of the front runners. So we need to try and keep him out a bit longer if we can before we box him. Let's turn his tyres back down again.
Back off.
Yep.
Because ideally, we want to come out... well, we will come out behind those two, but then we'll have these three and potentially even Piastri on us very soon after that. So just ease down on the pace slightly. 116.3 for Alonso. Now that we stop pushing the tyres, still closing in on everybody up to Lindblad. Who's there? What is the gap to the cars in front? About 18 seconds for a pit stop. So at the moment we are about on course to jump Bottas. Not by a huge amount. A little bit more tyre again. Norris says, oh, you got a fault? Hold my beer.
What's wrong with my pack?
He's got a bad battery. So any chance he did have of easily getting past Lawson didn't really look all that likely. It's just become harder again. So we're just about inside Valtteri's pit window now. Not there with them. Still got a few more laps we can do with Stroll. Running in clean air at the moment, not closing in on the cars in front, not losing any time to the cars behind. Alonso 116.1. Now just over 4 seconds behind Gasly and Hulkenberg. Hulkenberg will be in soon. And we're going to do 2 more laps with Stroll and then we're going to box him.
Press on.
Yep.
So when is Hulkenberg going to hit the pits? He took a second and a Behrman on that last lap, and this lap almost a second. So closing in on these two. Last thing I need is to get stuck with these two fighting. I need Hulkenberg to box quickly and get out of my way. Don't think I'm going to have the pace to punch through. Why don't I ever run in neutral after top up so the battery level slowly trickles back up to a higher level? It barely affects race pace. So, you know, it's worth it to just let that reserve level slightly increase a little bit so that when I need to react to an opportunity presenting itself, I can, because I've got some battery in the tank rather than having to sacrifice my pace for a few laps to actually try and run in harvest. This keeps me, you know, keeps me quick, and yet still gradually tops that battery back up. It is very gradual. It's not going to get me a lot of battery quickly, but it is a nice little trickle charge.
Okay, copy.
Right, we have reached the back of this group, and we need to get through quickly.
Yes.
Okay.
Not going to there. Ooh, that was brave. Ah, dear, oh dear. Give me a little scare there, Fernando. Ah, they're both in. Oh, fantastic. That is glorious. Right.
Copy.
Push.
Good info.
Back into top up. Let's turn the tyres back down again. Leaders are coming. Stroll, we're bringing in this lap. Got to go hard tyres. I mean, oh, actually, no, I could go soft. Maybe. Might. Well, let's confirm the hards and let's see. Can I actually get away
We are boxing.
with a set of
Boxing.
softs? Not really. Not unless I do that, and there's no guarantee that the tyres would stay in temperature. It's safer to go with the hard tyres, which is what we're going to do. So just confirm, yes, hard tyres this lap. There we go. Let's turn that down so we don't
We are boxing.
increase the risk of a puncture.
Okay.
Manage your pace.
There we go, Gasly and Hulkenberg slowed on release there. Stroll will comfortably get ahead of them. Norris into the pits. So he's going for an undercut on Lawson. Lindblad and Sainz are boxing as well. A little delay leaving the pit box there as Lindblad and Sainz came through. And they are going softs.
Boxing.
Now they have better tyre wear than us. Right, in we come. 2.6, it's not bad. I think it's particularly quick. We had about 2. I'm not actually sure what we did with Alonso. Was it 2.5? And yeah, we are going to come out right in front of a lot of lapped cars, or blue flag cars.
Car in front, Alonso.
So that is George and Lewis.
So Hulk behind. Gap 5.3.
George gets through, and now Hamilton gets through. Now we've got Max and
Stroll's going to
Piastri
lose.
trying to find a way through. And
Stroll going to
Bortoletto.
lose.
Lawson and Albon are boxed. Has Lawson done enough to stay ahead of Norris? Norris gets the undercut, just. Only just. And we now have close attention, once again, thanks to all those blue flags. But we have track position, and we are going to make the most of it, hopefully, and keep Stroll ahead of everybody. I hope. Right, back to Fernando. Still lapping relatively quickly here, 116s compared to Ocon, Bottas, Ben and Bortoletto, even Hadjar being 8 too far ahead. Let's take a look at the gap. So we are 10:27. Oh, yeah, it's tight. We're not going to get Behrman, but Bottas we should get. Let's have a little bit of a push again. We say 0.8 kilos per lap, so Stroll, now being a lap down, needs to find about 0.7, almost a lap of fuel. But we've got 27 laps to do, so plenty of time. And still can't get through. Max dives into the pits. Let's see. He's going for softs as well.
Copy.
There we go. And actually, the gaps. Yeah, we're comfortably inside Valtteri's pit window. Just outside of Behrman's, but we are lapping quickly.
Copy.
And we are still ahead of Antonelli and Leclerc. Those two have broken away from everybody. I'm amazed that Leclerc was able to go with Antonelli. Now he's on the better compound tyre for this period of this stint, because he's on the hards and they're going to have more grip. Kimi will box first, but they're both going to come in very soon, I would imagine, for a set of softs. And there's Antonelli boxing. So Leclerc could try and stay out and go the distance, but I would imagine more likely to box to the softs. The trouble is, Antonelli's got the undercut. So unless he comes out in... Oh, he's coming out in traffic. He's coming out in traffic behind Piastri and Hamilton and Russell. And also behind Gasly, Stroll, Hulkenberg as well. Those guys will have to get blue flagged again. And 15 zeros against 117s in that last lap. It's now very close. I think we've got inside Behrman's pit window. It's tight. Sainz, Albon, Lindblad, Lawson and Norris have all boxed already. They're stuck at the moment behind Ocon, who hasn't boxed again. Another 1:16.5 for us. So we're half a second quicker than everybody that we need to be quicker than. Russell coming in, undercutting Hamilton. Again, Hamilton could try and go the distance here. Bad stop for George. Ah, dear, oh dear. Oh, wow, it's a really bad stop. He's going to get jumped by Max here.
And who's that having an issue in the pits?
He's going to get jumped by Max. There goes Verstappen. There he is. It's a purple lap, a 1:13.4. And Hadjar might get him as well, which would be an absolute disaster. It is a disaster. Hadjar gets ahead of George. So George has got so much work to do now. Let's see. Behrman did a 1:17.5 across the line. Bottas holding everybody up right now. And a 1:17.0. Our pace dropped off a little bit, but still good. Right, let's take a look from the rear wing of Valtteri's car. And look at them all queuing up, trying to find a way through. Alonso is now just 10 seconds away from joining the back of that train. So the gap to Behrman is about 17, 18 seconds. So, yeah, that's inside Behrman's pit window. And we're not too far away from Bortoletto's pit window here. I don't think we'll get Bortoletto. Impossible. Leclerc is charging up on us. The last thing I need now is to get blue flagged and lose a few seconds. And I really don't want to thrash the tyres. Let's update the strategy view. BBC News theme in the background. New fastest lap for Kimi, a 1:13.4. He's already on the back of Oscar Piastri. Better lap again for Fernando, 1:16.1 last time round. 1.3 seconds quicker than Bortoletto. Behrman did a 1:18. Didn't get blue flag for anybody. I don't think. No, didn't. So just a slow lap for Behrman. He stays out. It's still Valtteri's holding everybody up. Technically, you could say it's not just Valtteri's holding everybody up. It's Valtteri and Ocon. I think if it was just Valtteri, they would be able to pick him off relatively easily on those fresh soft tyres. But with Ocon there as well, it's making things a little trickier. You wouldn't know what, Farah? With an issue.
I don't know what's happened with that R06.
He's not getting his podium this year. Again. Antonelli has punched past Oscar and now gets past Lewis Hamilton. So Antonelli flying. Leclerc still putting pressure on Alonso. That is coming down. Also did a 1:16.1. Leclerc 1:16.5. Actually pulled out a couple of tenths that lap round. And now 6.6 seconds off the back of the train. We're comfortably inside Behrman. That sounds really, really weird. We're now inside Bortoletto's pit window, comfortably. And you know what? We're not too far away from George Russell. I mean, George isn't going to stop again, I don't think. But it means that maybe Hadjar, maybe we could get in front of Hadjar. That would be something. If they're stopping again. They might not. How you doing, Vite? Good to see you. Stroll's doing exactly what he needs to do. Let's just spoil the party.
Overtakes available.
Okay.
That's already 4 seconds clear of Hamilton. So much pace on those new softs. Leclerc is staying out. He's easily going to get picked off. Another 1:16.6 for us. We are getting to the point where if Hadjar boxes, we may yet come out ahead of Hadjar. This is insane. We can suddenly find ourselves on the cusp of really, really strong points. I mean, we've got, let's see, 2 seconds now. We need to start saving some fuel.
Copy that.
The Grand Prix was all right. I mean, it could have been better. And it wasn't the worst Grand Prix of the year. Max gets ahead of Oscar on his new softs. So much more grip into the Nouvelle chicane there. Alonso now just a second and a half, if that, off the back of the train. Norris has finally got ahead of Ocon. And so has Lawson. Lawson's got back in front of Norris.
Recharge on.
Yep.
And we're on the train. And there is the Ferrari. We are going to get blue flagged. What's been my worst Grand Prix of the year? This is Luca. Spa wasn't great this year either. Yeah, it was a very small margin, 0.01 kilometers an hour, but, you know, it's a hard limit. If you break that hard limit, even if it hits by the tiniest margin, you suffer for it. Russell is clear of Hadjar now. As Oscar comes in. We have to react now. We're about to get blue flagged.
Copy.
And we do get blue flag. But they work to our advantage. We may be able to use these cars in front to punch our way through some of the others. Someone's in the pits. Hadjar. Shit. Hadjar is able to rejoin.
Okay.
That was close, but we get past Carlos Sainz.
Copy.
Or do we? I think he might still be there. He's still there. God damn it. He gets the move back on us. Now we get the move back on him. Finally, we are through. Whew. Look at that. Oh, so close to contact. He's using battery of his own to try and punch back alongside us.
Yes.
And then he gets us in the initial phase into Massenet, but then we complete the move through Casino. Hamilton into the pits. Soft tyres for him. Is he going to get out in front of Oscar? It's going to be slow going up the hill. And he is going to stay ahead of Oscar by the look of it. Meanwhile,
Yes. Okay.
We're losing time here.
Copy.
That's Ocon. And
Rear left, bit on the warm side.
tyres are getting hot
Yeah.
for Lance Stroll. That's fine. And now all of our strong lap time is being undone.
Copy. Copy.
Copy.
As Albon gets through.
Copy.
Come on.
Copy.
The shit will get off the pot. The box will get out of my way.
Copy.
God damn it. I had the move and then I got blue flagged.
Copy.
Oh, this thing kept moving on me and I couldn't click driving clean air. Oh,
Okay. Copy.
what a joke.
Copy.
God damn it. 15 laps to go. We're in P16, we're not going to get a point, not unless something amazing happens. Valtteri's still holding everybody up, but Behrman's now. Oh, Norris gets through.
Copy.
There we go. Come on, come on. Yes. Oh man, had to work so hard for that one. And it's in car, which is not what I wanted to see. Hoping for a top-down view or broadcast cam. Oh, it's not so much a misclick as me clicking the wrong thing, you know, by just clicking in the wrong place. It's when the target keeps moving up and down because of the radio pushing the driver panel out of position. It's like you're trying to play whack-a-mole with driver instructions. It's so frustrating. I will be deleting the team radio aspect of the mod tonight. Right, Gasly with an issue. Stroll is now clear of the cars that were behind him for now. What is the gap to Bortoletto? I was starting to think might be going the distance. Eight won't tell me because we're a lap down. It's annoying. I have to work it out manually. So let's see. Bortoletto. So 5, 11 and a half, 13 and a half. Say 14, 17. It's tight. It's very tight to Bortoletto. Ocon's punctured. Oh. Why couldn't you do that ages ago? Get out of my way.
Got a puncture.
Well, that will. He punctured right before the pit lane. That might give Stroll a chance to jump him. It will give Stroll a chance to jump him. Stroll in P17. Holy shit.
How are the
Up in
tyres?
the nosebleeds.
Tires are starting to feel really good.
Stuck in traffic again. Yeah, watch the panel. Every time the radio comes in and drops it, pushes it down, look, see? Oh, it's a puncture for Valtteri. And that's at the beginning of a lap as well, so he is toast. Stroll's going to get another place. Which means Bortoletto and Behrman are also now risking a puncture. I need to save some more fuel. I've got Lewis Houghton and Oscar Piastri coming up to blue flag meet. Stroll gets past Bottas. P16 for Lance Stroll. Who'd have thunk it? Let's give him some battery, just in case somebody else punctures and we have a chance to
Overtake.
Okay.
sneak another place here.
Copy.
Lawson gets past Behrman. For the briefest of moments. And now he completes the move. Yes. Behrman may try and come up. No, he's too far back. He can't come up the inside again. This is Piastri coming up to blue flag meet.
Copy.
Stroll's really catching this pack as well. This is how much pace we've lost with Fernando. He was like 20 seconds clear, over 20 seconds clear of Stroll. And the gap now is maybe 5.
They're struggling a little bit.
Recharge on.
So Valtteri has made it to the pits. He's coming out on a brand new set of soft tyres. And he's going to be starting to put Bortoletto under pressure. So that could make things very interesting as well.
Yeah, copy. 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 Copy.
10 laps to go. There is the Williams getting blue flagged to let Piastri through. Let's see, Stroll is just what? Just over 4 seconds behind Alonso. P14, P16 this is going to be an excellent result. It's just not quite the miracle that we had where we got a point last time, but it's a strong finish for both drivers so far. We're into the final third of the Grand Prix. We're only 9 laps away from finishing, so it looks like we might actually be on for a full race distance finish here with Stroll. So those of you that actually did vote for that, it's looking pretty good. The yellow flag. Who has crashed and where?
There's a yellow flag now.
Oh, it's the Ferraris. Leclerc just drifting out and clipping Hamilton. It's a bit of a racing incident in my eyes, but it might go either way with the stewards. I'm not sure who they're going to penalise there.
Monitors and watching their hopes crumble away.
They might well penalise Hamilton, but I mean, you could argue that Leclerc could also get that penalty.
Okay.
No penalties. Racing incident.
Copy. Yeah.
Ah, it's a puncture for Behrman. Get out of the way, Behrman. Get out of the way. Yeah, popped it there. So P13, P15. Leclerc's still out there. Leclerc could yet puncture. That would be something. Bortoletto's still out there as well. His tyres are going to be feeling trashy. In fact, I'm just seeing on the wheel, they're at 20%. Bortoletto is... Oh, Leclerc has punctured. That's right behind Bortoletto. That was Bortoletto in front there, I think. Yeah, it was. Oh, he's crawling. Get out of the way of everybody. Except me. Get out of my way! Move! Move! Oh my God. We get blue flagged for George. Ah, we've been screwed!
We are low fuel now.
Bortoletto's punctured. Oh, this is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. George came through, told us to blue flag. We got out of the way. Sainz went flying on through. Stroll tried to go through, but then had to back out of it again. And now we are struggling.
Copy.
Need more fuel saving here. Shit.
Just a little bit more management for now.
Okay.
I'm now 2 seconds behind Sainz. Bortoletto's in the pits. We will get Bortoletto. This is going to put us into 13th and 14th. Sainz is going to try and stay with George.
Okay, copy.
Click overtake. Click overtake.
Leclerc's race is done. Max is in second. Once again, how? How has Max found himself in second place? He's had no pace today compared to the front four. And when I say the front four, I mean the Mercedes and the Ferraris. But yeah, here he is. He's now a lap down as well, as Antonelli's just gone through. And there's Max coming up to lap him. Oh, Leclerc. What has happened in this Grand Prix? It was looking so good for you. Everybody's stopped now, so chances of us gaining any more places, unless there's a big wreck, non-existent. But I would take 13th and 14th, and who knows, maybe as Sainz has thrashed his tyres to bits, maybe we could sneak a place off him. We're almost where we need to be on fuel. Not quite, but almost. And there we go. Now we are about where we need to be. We'll go down just a touch more to 0.7. just to give us that little leeway. This has been a really interesting Grand Prix. We got stuck for so long at the beginning of this Grand Prix. Maybe we should have started both of our drivers on hards. I don't know. I mean, we wouldn't have got the undercut to give Alonso the chance to move forward. Lawson with an issue.
And as far as we can tell, they've got a fault with the car.
Under pressure from Valtteri. We are absolutely going to trounce the Cadillacs today. Valtteri down in... Actually, no, Valtteri's not putting him under pressure. Valtteri's a lap behind Liam Lawson. There we go. We can stop fuel saving.
Okay.
Need a little bit more from Stroll. We're going to keep our eye on Stroll.
Copy.
Because everyone else is pulling away from us. And Stroll has two cars in close proximity. We would have had P12 today had it not been for that ridiculous blue flag situation in the tunnel with George coming through and as Leclerc was punctured. We got boxed in behind him and everyone went straight round us. We lost so much time there. So much time. No points on offer, but this is still a good, solid result. And hopefully a profitable one as well. Both drivers on the upper target of 18th place for over 500,000 each. So we're going to get about 1.1 mil out of this result. Money very much needed, given that we only have $3,000 in the bank.
Okay.
5 laps remaining. We're going to ease down Alonso's tyres a touch now. We're still good with Stroll.
Copy.
Is this season also going to have an AMR 26 B-Spec upgrade? No. Unfortunately not. So we've been bringing upgrades, whereas Aston didn't bring any upgrades at all. So we're already on Mark II parts for most areas of the car, Mark III for the rear wing, and we've got Mark III and Mark IV parts coming. What's my opinion on the real life car? It's a big improvement. I mean, what was it, P14 in the end for Alonso? It's a very small sample size though, just one Grand Prix, and a very specific characteristic of circuit as well.
Okay.
The next few tracks will really start to show just how much progress has been made. And the big important thing for the Honda engine, it's not going to be a massive step forward for the Honda engine, is to basically sort out the reliability, sort out the vibrations, and then they can build on it from there. So there will be a small performance update, I would imagine, but I think it's more likely just going to be focusing on trying to stabilise it, get it to a point where it runs without
Nice job with
shaking
these
the
tyres.
drivers and the car to pieces.
You're good to reduce lift and coast.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a strange thing. Everyone said that the car at the beginning of the season was, when it was first broke cover in Barcelona, it was beautiful. And I'm looking at it, I'm thinking, I think it looks kind of ugly. I did not like the big fat bulbous nose. I didn't like the huge louvers on the side. The new car does look nicer. It does look nicer. Yeah, 5 seconds now behind Sides. Not going to catch him. Stroll still keeping Hulkenberg and Ocon at bay. We've got one more lap to go after this one. As Antonelli crosses the line to start his final lap with Charles Leclerc right behind him. Max is not going to catch. Hamilton might, if he's extremely lucky, catch Verstappen. And that's it. This is the only potential fight there is left now for the podium. It's not even a battle for the points. Look, Lindblad's way too far behind Albon. The challenge for the points is 7 and 8 seconds behind. So we just need Stroll to keep his calm.
Click overtake.
Keep his position.
Copy.
Bring the car home one more time. Hamilton is not going to catch Max. So it's going to be an Antonelli win. Is that Leclerc getting through and unlapping himself?
Copy.
He's way too far behind Hadjar to catch Hadjar. Yeah, crashes right now. Yeah, thanks for that. I hadn't been thinking of that. I did about 20 laps ago, and I thought, yeah, we'll be all right. And there we go. Kimi wins.
And Mercedes take home the win.
There'll be celebrations tonight after a performance like that. They've done themselves and the team proud.
Alonso bringing it home in P13. Stroll close behind. This is almost as good as a points finish in terms of the actual result, given the cars that we've beaten today. But obviously, it's a points result. And there we go. Across the line, Alonso home in P13. Lance Stroll goes the distance. Who saw that coming? Let's see. 38% of you thought 2/3 distance. 31% of you thought full race distance. So congratulations to those that voted that he would actually make it. I didn't think he was going to make it. But there we go. Not a bad result.
And that's another race done for Fernando Alonso.
And with a 13th place finish, that sadly
Yeah, we
means
got the
there's
thumbs
no
up from
points
Fernando.
to be claimed.
That's a top 3 finish for the Mercedes driver after a real nail-biter of a race. He had to work hard for that one.
That takes them up to 3 wins this season. They proved just so hard to beat.
Always a special occasion here in the incomparable Monte Carlo. They'll be pushing the boat out here tonight, no doubt. So, Karun, with the garages full of activity, what's the mood like down at Aston Martin now?
Well, it was a bit of a mixed bag here. Some things went their way, but others didn't. I think their main target now will be finding some consistency for sure.
And thank you everyone for joining us this weekend here in Monaco.
Formula One will be back to Europe for the next round, on the shores of the Mediterranean, with some heated competition to look forward to in Spain.
All right, confirmation then of the final result. Let's go side by side for this. There we go. So Kimi gets the win, his 3rd win of the season, and 25 points along with it. Max somehow getting 2nd place. Hamilton in 3rd Then Oscar in 4th. George recovering back to 5th after an awkward pit stop and getting stacked behind Kimi in the pits during that safety car as well. Hadjar in 6th. Leclerc down in 7th place. That puncture absolutely ruining his race there. Norris spent the vast majority of the race stuck behind somebody that he was quicker than but couldn't get past, and ended up 8th and a lap down as well. Liam Lawson in 9th. Albon takes the final point in 10th. Then it was Lindblad 11th. Sainz in 12th. Look at this. 13th for Fernando, up 7 places. 14th for Stroll, up 8 places. They both finished. And we finished ahead of Nico Hülkenberg, Esteban Ocon, Ollie Behrman, Gabriel Bortoleto, Pierre Gasly and Valtteri Bottas with 2 retirements. Perez, an early casualty of Nico Hülkenberg at Mirabeau as Hülkenberg locked up and literally punted Perez straight into the wall. Hülkenberg able to carry on with a fresh nose, but some damage to the car. Perez absolutely launched into the barrier, killing his car instantly. And then Colapinto wiping out at Saint-Lambert and bringing out that second safety car that shook things up a little bit. So let's see what it's done to the drivers' standings. George leads with 135 points. He's on 3 wins. Also on 3 wins now on 117 points. 18 behind is his young rookie teammate. I say rookie. It's his second season, isn't it? He's on 117 points. Norris with 84 points in 3rd. Max moves up 2 places in the standings now with 79 points, overtaking Hamilton and Piastri. Piastri has 78 points. Hamilton has 76. Leclerc dropping down 3 places. He's on 75. So, yeah, not a great day for Leclerc. Hadjar on 34 points now, picking up some more today. Gasly, no points for him today, 17 in total. Lawson is up to 8 points now in 10th place. Then it's Albon with 5 points, Sainz with 3 points, Hülkenberg has 2 points, Colapinto with a point, and then the non-scorers. We have Lindblad moving up into P15 above Ollie Behrman, Fernando now up into P17, Bortoleto in P18, Stroll up into P19 in the standings. Then it's Ocon, Bottas and Perez. In the constructors' standings, Mercedes top with 35 points scored today puts them on 252. McLaren in second and now 90 points behind after 6 rounds in the championship. They're on 162. Ferrari pulling the gap back a little bit. They're on 151, 11 points behind, outscoring McLaren by 5 today. Then it's Red Bull now into triple digits. They're on 113. 18 points for Alpine, no change for them today. RB up to 8 points as Williams, but RB move above them into 6th place. Williams down to 7th. Audi have 8 points, and then the non-scoring teams. Haas 9th, Aston 10th, Cadillac 11th, all with 0. We got the quickest pit stop with Stroll today as well. It's amazing how having 2 cars making stops gives you a chance to score more points, and that's exactly what's happened today as we finished in first and in 5th. So 35 big points in this competition today. Red Bull were second quickest, then it was RB in 3rd, McLaren 4th, Ferrari in 6th and 8th, sandwiching Cadillac's Valtteri Bottas in the middle there in 7th. Williams picking up some points, as do Alpine as well. Let's see what the standings look like. Red Bull go top by a point from Cadillac. They're on 104, Cadillac 103. We're up 2 places and now on 102. It's just 2 points separating the top 3 teams. Very, very tight. McLaren in 4th place now on 87 with RB on 84. Williams in 6th place have 50 points. Alpine have 31. Ferrari 28. Then it's Mercedes with 7. Audi with 6 and Haas with 4. There you see a summary of our stops there. Excellent first stop for Stroll. Second stop a little slow. And then 2 very closely matched stops for Alonso. The first one slightly quicker. Both drivers hit their targets. of finishing in the top 18. So we get just over $1 million added to our bank balance, which is very nice. We do not have to pay out a $1.2 million bonus to Stroll because he did not win. Maybe we should have an option on contracts. We will give you $5,000 if you finish the Grand Prix, and see if that actually improves a driver's chances of actually finishing the race. But there we go. Let's head back to HQ and start prepping for the next round. Bonus for finishing on the team is you get to stay on the team. Yeah, I suppose, you did your job, you don't get fired. Yeah, that's one way of looking at it. Am I on tomorrow? Yes, we will be on tomorrow, usual time. So let's take stock. We're just 4 days away from Barcelona. We've got $1.1 million in the bank. Into the emails. Let's see. No damage to cars. So they came through unscathed. That's good. So we don't have any parts to replace, apart from the ones that got destroyed by that bizarre red flag stoppage in FP1. You see we had to replace a front wing, a chassis, and a suspension. Luckily, we do have some money to actually be able to build replacements now, if we need to. Let's see. Expected finish was 19th. We've got 13th. They expected Stroll to finish in 22nd. Finished in 14th. Very nice. Let's see what the board thought of that. They should be delighted, I would imagine, with that. They are delighted. Fantastic. Yeah. We didn't finish in the points, but both cars finished in the upper echelons of the bottom half of the grid. So that is delightful, apparently. We'll take it. We'll take it. The board's confidence is high, which means that's a $1.5 million bonus if we can keep them in high confidence by the time we get to our mid-season break. There's no guarantees of that. Let's go to car part development. We've got a new underfloor, side pods and suspension that they're going to drop while we're at the Hungaroring. So they'll drop on race day. So we'll lose a day before we can start building them, but it's only a day. We can live with that. What we do need to think about, though, is another chassis, because we do not have a spare. So let's go ahead and build one of those. How long until I get money from my sponsors? Not for a while. Not until we get just before we go to Austria. That's not so good. Might not have the money to actually build all of these. I've got 550 grand. Is there anything else that I'm really short on parts-wise? Let's have a look. Front wings. Yeah, we need another front wing. How long until the front wing's ready? 15 days. I can't take the risk on the front wing. I want to be able to give Stroll that front wing in the next race. Right, what about anything else? Suspensions. I need more suspensions. How long till that's ready? 6 days. We will not do any more suspensions. We'll just build the new ones. What's the state of the car? Underfloor's going to break, but we've got 2 spares and new ones about 6 days away, so that's fine. Side pods, similar story. Rear wings, they're a little way off, but that's okay. We can get through. Yeah, we're okay. No major crisis anywhere else on parts. Let's advance time a little bit. Get that spare front wing. There we go. We will fit that now because I will forget otherwise. You can see how much downforce that's going to add to the car. And given that we're going to Barcelona where we need the downforce, yeah, we want to have that available if at all possible for Stroll. Down to just 330k. It's not a lot of cash at all. I really wish we had more money. Really wish we had some more money. Because if the design center still is alive when we come back, there will be the opportunity to get one more part done as well, even if it's just research, but get it with that boost. I don't know when it's going to end. It's going to be soon. It's going to be soon. Alright, warm, no rain expected, according to that. Let's see. Well, there's some rain. Could be a very wet qualifying. It's very rare actually to get rain at Spain. But yeah, maybe we'll have a wet qualifying. It might just be practice that's wet. We don't know yet. We'll find out when we come back tomorrow. That is it for the end of tonight's Grand Prix, tonight's stream. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, give us a thumbs up. It would be much, much appreciated. If you have not yet subscribed, why not consider subscribing to the channel as well? Be sure to hit the bell for notifications on live stream notifications, live stream starts, videos, posts, anything that pops up on the channel. I will be back at the usual time tomorrow of 8 p.m. for round number 7 as we go to Barcelona. Until then, that's it from me. Thanks for watching. I am Jim Bob, and I'll be back with more F1 Manager very soon.